Hey y'all, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about making habits instead of resolutions for the new year. And I'm going to be sharing with you 5 habits that I'm going to implement this 2022 year that is going to help me overall reach my goals. So let's go ahead and ditch those resolutions. Stop being so hard on ourselves. Stop trying to make ourselves be perfect and set some tangible things to put into place. So if you're interested in that type of content, obviously stay tuned to this video. Go ahead and subscribe. Be here. Have fun. Come on. So I got my handy dandy notebook. And so the first one that I ended up writing down in no particular order is that I'm going to try to do no screen time for 2 hours after I wake up and 2 hours before I go to bed. Now, when I say no screen time, I don't know if I mean, like no TV, or I don't know if I mean no music or podcasts or something, but hopefully I end up doing like no social media, of course, but then also that I implement basically not staring at the screen all the way up until I go to sleep. It's like the course correction I'm trying to do, but I'm going to go ahead and say 2 hours before bed and 2 hours after I wake up, because I want to watch sermons. I want to obviously get into my God time. I want to read more books and do different things in the new year. So obviously having this habit will make room for positive things to happen. So that's the reason why I'm implementing that habit. And then the second thing that I ended up writing down is that I am gonna do what I want with my health. Like, y'all, like I have always been on a weight loss journey, but I feel as if the diet culture, the weight loss community, the weight loss culture, the weight loss everything, the industry within itself is extremely toxic. And I have been so invested in making sure that I'm being kind to my body, but then also losing weight, but then also not calorie counting because it's not good for your mind. And then also not doing this and not doing that and pushing here and not doing keto because it's not long term. You cannot keep up with all of that. So that is like one of the main things that I'm going to do for myself and my health this year is that if I feel like doing low carb, I'm going to do low carb. If I feel like counting calories, I'm going to count calories. If I feel like binging, I'm going to binge. And it's not to say that I'm going to be unhealthy with the things I am, but getting into a healthy mindset is first loosening the grip of the healthy standards and rules that have been first intoxicating and strangling you. So if I am told that binging is bad, which is probably one of the worst things that I said in that last sentence, is that I said if I want to binge, I'm going to binge, is the fact that if I say that binging is bad, and I'm going to try so hard not to binge, that I'm probably going to end up crippling my mental state from not trying to binge. And then on top of that, the community of body positivity and loving your roles and doing all this stuff and doing all of that, love your body while you're losing. It's just this overcomplication of something that's very simple. You eat what you want as far as what makes you feel healthy overall. And if it makes you feel healthy overall and you find that it's sustainable for the amount of time that you want it to be sustainable for, do it. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And it sounds crazy. It sounds bad. But at the end of the day, I'm in this state where all I think about is, well, I can't do that because it's not long term. I can't do this because I can't do that. But really, because so many rules exist, I can't take the time to actually learn what my body wants. Because the second you start doing keto, people say it's not sustainable, but then there are certain body types that literally does really well on low carb. So it's you don't even give yourself the opportunity because of all of the rules that exist. So I am not subscribing to diet culture. I'm not subscribing to anti-diet culture. I'm not subscribing to any of that. I'm just gonna live my life. One day I'm gonna count calories, one day I might not. One day I'm gonna intermittent fast, one day I might not. But at the end of the day, as long as I am health conscious this year, and making choices that ultimately fuel my body, that is what I'm going for this year. So obviously that's going to make room for other things to happen in my life, which is going to be mental strain. Is going to be obviously down in that area. And then on top of that, I think ultimately I'm going to feel my best, because I find that before 2021 ended, I already implemented this and started to do it for a few weeks. And honestly, I feel so good. End of story there. That's just it. So then the third thing that I ended up writing down was that I'm going to track everything. I'm literally going to track everything. I'm going to track everything. I'm going to track my prayers. Stay tuned to my channel for an updated prayer journal video. I'm tracking everything. I'm tracking my runs, which sounds weird to just throw out there. But anyway, tracking my habits, tracking my to-do list, tracking my mental health, tracking my, personal things, period, sex, all of those different things. Tracking everything. And I'm going to accomplish that through a bullet journal. But I'm tracking everything because the resolution and the thing that I'm kind of knocking down by putting this up is the fact that you really can't see your progress if you're not tracking your progress. And I think that overall, having these unrealistic, just umbrella resolutions doesn't really allow you to see the progress that you make. So if I have a goal of losing X amount of pounds, if I'm not at that X amount of pounds, it's going to be hard for me to realize and appreciate the fact that I lost 5 pounds. So with me tracking everything, I'm literally just going to see every single time I lose a pound in this case, every single time I lose an inch in this case, every single time I lift heavier in the gym. So different things like that. So that's what I'm making room for by removing that overarching umbrella resolution of lose weight, be healthy. So then number 4 is activity. It's just going to be who I am. It's going to be my mantra for 2022. And this sounds more like a resolution, but it's not. Because a resolution to me would be that I would say that I want to do 2 workouts a day for 2022, every single day. Me saying that I'm going to build the habit of being active, where I can be described as an active person, is more of a habit than a resolution. Because if I say that I'm going to work out 2 times a day for a whole year and I don't do that, which I won't, obviously, I'm going to be hard on myself and probably try to scratch the whole resolution within itself because I miss days or miss whatever time. So with me implementing just overarching activity, I'll have that umbrella idea of, hey, you said that you wanted to be active, and you can do that by running today, or you can do that by boxing today, or you can do that by playing tennis today. So just having that overall mentality of being active is what I want to be described as at the end of 2022. And then the last thing that I ended up writing was that I want to just go for it. Just go for it. I feel as if I literally have been existing in this constant state of I have to be in control, that it obviously has conflicted with my relationship with God because I'm not in control. I'll have an idea, but then don't go for it. Like, I have hip pain, chronic hip pain, as a matter of fact, from a childhood injury. If I want that to get better, I'm going to go to PT. I'm just going to do it. If I want to end up, and this is a random one, but since that injury, I haven't been able to sit cross-legged. I think people used to call it Indian style. I'm pretty sure that's offensive. But cross-legged, I never could do that because of that injury, and now I'm wanting to do that in my adulthood. So I'm gonna do the stretches to do that. So it's just, obviously, with the bigger things and the more life-changing things and the more like, should I do this as far as like ministry? Should I do this as far as, like huge life-altering things? You go to wise counsel, you see what the word says about that issue or that thing, and then obviously pray about it and be in supplication and fast about it. So those things I'm not just gonna go for, but obviously I'm gonna go for the process to get to where I can get into it. Being in the mindset of fixing what is broken. And that's all I have. If you guys like this video, please go ahead and like this video or subscribe and join this small community of mighty warriors that are just attempting to live abundantly through pursuit of the life that God has for us through Christ Jesus's life and death here. Peace out.